Well, what a difference a few days can make in China-Australia relations. On Monday, the Foreign Minister Bob Carr was receiving the blowtorch from Beijing over increased Australia-United States military ties. And today, an Australian frigate is preparing for joint exercises with, wait for it, the Chinese Navy.
HMAS Ballarat has sailed into Shanghai at a tough time. But then again, maybe it was just what the diplomatic doctor ordered. China correspondent Stephen McDonald reports.
HMAS Ballarat came down the Huangpu River at the end of a challenging week for China-Australia diplomatic relations. Just days ago, Beijing was asking the Australian Foreign Minister to explain the need for the country's expanded defence links with the United States. And then it was as if the Ballarat had arrived on cue to smooth things over. The Chinese and Australian navies have been increasing their use of joint exercises. With tensions still brewing in places like the South China Sea, many analysts are warning that a regional conflict could soon develop, but that these joint training operations can lessen the chance of this type of war.
Today's politics, I guess, is confusing. There's a number of contentious issues around the world at the moment. Certainly visits like this help to try and alleviate some of that.
Over the coming days, the HMAS Ballarat will go to sea with a Chinese frigate. Part of this will involve a mock rescue and recovery operation following the spate of major natural disasters in recent years.
When those incidents generally happen, militaries are usually the ones that have the most technology and the capability in order to mobilise quickly.
But the main goal here is inter-military communication, where nations, once on either side of the Cold War, now feel confident to show each other what they've got.
Well, it's not often you see this, an Australian warship here in the heart of Shanghai. But if the governments in Canberra and Beijing have their way, these types of visits will happen more often. That's because with more knowledge comes less mistrust. For example, when two navies speak to each other directly, they can sometimes cut through wider political and diplomatic problems.
Though their mother tongues are different, as sailors they speak the same language. From suspicion to cooperation. Stephen McDonald, ABC News, Shanghai.